Okay, this is the Welec W2022a 200 megahertz digital storage oscilloscope. These are available off of eBay for about $600 to $700 American or Canadian, and they're quite small, compact little units. They don't weigh, hardly anything at all, really, and awful lot of sampling power for the money there. So I'll turn it on. It takes 5, 10, 15 seconds maybe. I've never really measured it to come up. A couple of little hot pixels on the display. You don't notice them at all once the menus are up. There we go. There's their little logo, and now you can see we have a fully functioning scope. Now if I turn on a test signal, I've got one all set up here. There you go. You can get an idea of how responsive it is. And these are the column address strobe signals from a little test system that I've got running here. And they're just jumping around. It's not a regular pattern or anything. It's to be expected. I can freeze the display by hitting the stop button. It turns red. It's normally green when it's running. And I can zoom out a bit. You can see the buttons a little bit better perhaps. There we go. So over here, this little button here is kind of green. It's hard to see in the video, but it is. And when I stop the display, you can definitely see that it turns red, and you get a little red light on the screen there as well. And so there's a single step button right next to it. Oh, there's a nice little capture. Let's look at this one. So we can zoom in on this a bit down to 10 nanosecond resolution, and you can see that this nice little theoretical square wave, this is a pulse low, has actually got quite a bit of bouncing or ringing at the end of it. And so that's that thing there. I'll let it free run again. I'll turn on another little feature of the scope here, and I'll zoom in on it for you on the video. There we go. And this little feature is the quick measurement button, which pops up a new set of soft buttons at the bottom of the screen. And among other things, it's measuring frequency, peak-to-peak voltage, and anything else I want to bring up on a little menu of possible items there that I can scroll through. So there you go there. All sorts of cool stuff. So I'll turn off the quick measure, and away it goes again. When quick measure's on, it does slow down the screen refreshes. So here you can sort of see it refreshing now, and now I've got quick measure on. It's going at maybe a half or a third of its former speed. Turn it back off, screen starts updating more rapidly. The other button that is potentially useful, there's a math button on the thing. I've just pushed it, and it brings up a fast Fourier transform display, which is basically a frequency plot in bright, actually purple lines is what they're here. They probably look white on the video. And there's supposed to be a bunch of settings to control this and talk about, zoom in on individual frequencies and so on. But the menu, there's nothing there. That feature got removed from the firmware at one point. Don't know if it's going to go back in. The makers say they plan to put it back in though. So return back. You notice that there's a 2-3 second lag on the menus, and the screen updates are only happening once every 2 or 3 seconds with the FFT going as well. It's using a lot of horsepower. So if we turn it back off again, just a sec. There we go here. I'll turn it back off. I'll just push the math button. It's off. Screen's updating. End of demo. Thanks for coming.